to use for the podium? What are you using for the podium?
I'm not hearing you now. Vance.
But we hear in the mic, so we probably say the mic is working.
Not hearing you at all.
It's hard, they must have changed it. Vance, what you're going to use for the podium? All of these things were off. Don't talk to nobody else right now except me, Bridget, please. What you're going to use for the podium? All of these things were off. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why. All of them were off. So check 7 again. It's still plugged in?
Yeah.
With this, use 2 for the podium and the music item if you just use the podium mic. I know everything, and I don't know why everything changed in 1 week, so no, we can't find the mic.
What?
It's alright, we're working on it, don't worry about it.
Last week. But you were here last week.
I wasn't here last week, I was here a week before last. So in 1 week, everything has changed. I don't know why.
I wonder who is responsible for that.
But if somebody else have to know, if you're changing something, somebody else have to know.
Who was with me last week?
Yeah, because last week Saturday we had last week Saturday
Because 2 wasn't working out well. You plugging that into 2?
Last week Saturday you was Karen's funeral. Sunday was church.
Sunday was regular church.
As far as I know, if anything happened during the week, I really don't.
Okay, I figure what is going on. I mean, I'm panic,
you know, but it just doesn't make sense at all.
It don't make sense. Everything looks like what it always looks like.
You should have some music. You have music on. You have music on it. It makes sense. What is it? Is it being
Streamed?
Streamed, I should say.
6 is up.
He said what? 7, 8.
Vance, set back to the way it was and use it for the podium. Set back to the way it was and use it for the podium. Set back to the way it was and use it for the podium without a choice. Can't wait no longer. I'm going to lose track of the table then. Seven that. Back 2 and use 2 as the podium and just forget all the other mics.
Early this morning. somebody mess up the whole thing.
Me.
And you do it?
Not here, you know, not today.
Two that?
We're talking that.
No man, forget seven man. Just put
Talking
just
about,
use
like,
two
talking
for
about something
everything.
Like maybe did you do anything during the week?
No.
I don't turn off anything, so if you plug in the mic, I'm going to he said no word.
Are you last touches on Saturday?
It was Sunday.
Well, you didn't touch any Sunday. Because you had church Sunday. So nothing ever happened.
Something happened between Sunday and today. That's only the musical item was working. We put back two as two.
It's not working?
No, we lose track of what we're doing, and that is going to happen in situations like this.
So when you're starting?
You lose track. Just apologize, please. Just apologize. There's nothing we
Keep
can
on having the music in
do.
there.
Can Angela keep
We
going?
could just put back two the way it was originally and use it for everything, please.
I'm not hearing you.
You want me to tell her?
Yes, please.
Just put back two. The musical item, man. Just put it back the way it was. Because it was the only mic working. Two never join on to nothing. Two other straight wires straight to it.
That one. Testing. Alright.
Are they up there? Okay, they can come down now.
They can come down now?
Whatever not fixed, it just have to go as is. That's it.
That's fine, leave it.
Fans don't have anything set up. Most of them going to be here this morning, so please come set up whatever set up right.
Why did you put
the table? Was common in the service. That makes no sense.
no, why did you put the cords on the chair that I sit on? No, leave him.
Which cord?
The cords are on one chair.
Just an oversight.
Yeah, all of them.
That one is working.
Oh,
Oh, you're hearing that.
I'm hearing her, but she's not speaking into the mic. She needs to take off the mask.
Turn off everything except
Take off the mask. Thank you.
Thank you.
4 is audio, right?
Then I know about this, man.
So it's just 4 and no, 4 and 2.
Have to turn it all the way
So
up.
it's just 4 and 2 of everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. You should hear a lot better now. On this.
Just go.
Okay, so
Around here, just a
as we
little.
do every Sunday, we of course say our opening treatment and we bring the divine presence. So I'm going to ask you to bring the divine presence into our online
I don't need to cut the mouse there. I'm going to make sure so.
Here's
God wants us
What, double?
operate in this
that is a lot of noise in the background.
family and friends.
Okay.
And as we gather today, we're knowing that we will be inspired, motivated, operating in this presence.
Still here.
Light,
So wouldn't be us.
surrounding each and every one of us and our family here and just me. And we know that as we go into today's service, each
Still
one
here?
of us will be walk away and feel the Spirit
Still here in the background.
operating through their lives throughout this week.
Gone?
And so, as we today go through this service, let us
Yes? Not yet.
praise and thank
I don't.
and let it complete as well.
I'm at church.
We will discuss the Lord my God, knowing that this is
Thank you, Bishop.
And so, every family and friends, they are alive. We now go into our chat in silence, words, and music by
Yeah,
women.
she hearing. Why is there so much? She here in the background.
Yeah.
You're hearing
I just swapped it. You hear it now? I swapped it around. Still hear us?
And it's really Judy, my God, who dwells in
Can't hear
as
right
light
now.
and love. Nameless thoughts in the nameless form, the super personal heart, each act, the pose and no one task. He is only his own verdict. No good thing can help him. No bad thing can hurt him by answer. There is but one infinite mind, and it indwells me this day as source of all life, all knowledge, and all possible growth. This mind is so love. Is a complete unity of all that ever has been, ever will be. I know myself as it is its vehicle of operation, and it acts without hindrance through me. Not to the outer world do I look for help, but to the inner source I turn for the full supply of every need. In this inner consciousness of security, I am no longer impressed by material fears. All manner of evil may appear to assail me in my hectic world, but the peace within binds me to believe it not. Divine love maintains the calm of my being. It disciplines and balances my emotions. Anger and hysterics are impossible to experience, for within me there's nothing to cause them not react to them. I face my world poised and at peace. I face the arguments of my fellow man with a clear understanding that they will not twist my judgment nor lead me to wrong conclusions. God's mind is the only basis of my decisions, and thus all my affairs must prosper. With love and intelligence as a foundation of my thinking, I do all things with ease and with efficiency. God's action in me is wonderful. I am independent of fame and slander. I am a spiritual being in a spiritual universe, and only my estimate of myself is true. Others may proclaim faults, outline my mistakes, and declare my weaknesses. Not one word of this is true. God is in the midst of me, cannot see evil, hear evil, or speak evil about me, nor anyone else. Only that which is true of spirit is true of me. I know my spiritual worth. I affirm my thought as a divine thought and my heart as being of him whose heart is the heart of all. I am untouched by human opinions. I offer none.
God indwells me today as mind and love. And so it is. And so at this time, we'll now light the candle, or youth candle. Oh, sorry. And so, where's everyone? All our youths are up here. Sorry. And so, we will now do the blessing for our youth at this time. And so, we will start with saying, we love you, we appreciate you, we salute the Christ in you, to receive the shining lights unto your world. And God is blessing you now, and so it is. Yes. So let us turn to page 2 for a mission song. Temple of light, the temple of light, the temple of light. We are people with a vision, one spirit on a mission. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate. Everyone who comes with us every night, find our way. The temple of light, the temple of light. We are a people with a mission, one spirit on a vision. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, to love and liberate. Everyone who comes with us every night, night or day. Wonderful. And we give thanks for our youth as they go off to our Sunday school. At this time, we'd like you to turn to your page 2 for your affirmation of divine love. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for this church now. Divine love is victorious, and so it is. Thank you. And so at this time, we're going to go to our praise song, please, on page 3.
God working in my life is a wonder to behold. His story is so glorious, all cannot be told. I know that of myself, may not do a thing. It's the Spirit working in me that make me dance and sing. Sometimes we don't feel happy, sometimes we don't feel glad. Let me remember Spirit in me, and nothing is all bad. I know that of myself, may not do a thing. It's the Spirit working in me that make me dance and sing. So walking this assurance, God could carry on. And when the Spirit holds you, jump up and wheel and turn. God working in my life, it's a wonder to ourselves, may not do our thing. It's the Spirit working in me that make me dance and sing. Ribbidi bidi bam bam ba day, ribbidi bidi bam 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 bam, ribbidi bidi bam bam ba day, bam 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 bam, ribbidi bidi bam bam ba day, ribbidi bidi bam 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 bam, ribbidi bidi bam bam ba day, bam 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 bam.
Thank you. So, at this time, we're going to do the prayer of our center, and you will find this in the flyer in your handout. The Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes in contact with it in any way. The light of Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, attending. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and glory forever and ever, and so it is. So at this time, we will do our announcements. And this is a very exciting time as we welcome persons to our temple. So do we have any first-time guests worshiping with us in this beautiful sanctuary and online? So can you indicate yourselves by just standing up, and we will place a sticker over your heart of love. Any first-time persons with us today? No? Well, thank you for coming again, so clap on yourselves, as Louis Bennett. So I'm glad that we're here again today. So no first-timers. So at this time, we'd like to congratulate the persons and just really thank them for that wonderful floral arrangement. The flowers this morning are beautifully arranged by Judith Dare. Thank you, Judith, and our floral angels. So let us look at what we have for you, exciting, that you can join us with outside of our usual Sunday celebrations. So at this time, you can refer to the flyer with the significant events for further details that you would have received this morning. But we have our spiritual mind healing service. So join practitioner Sandra Cooper, yes, our own Sandra, on Tuesday at 6 for an evening with a difference rooted in truth principles. So the Zoom link, as per usual, will be sent to our mailing list on Tuesday morning. So if you do not want to miss out, please indicate when you're leaving to our ushers if you're not on our mailing list. You do not want to miss this. And then we have Discovery by Reverend Michael Record and Jean Barnes. And they will lead us on an insightful session on how to live in pure bliss using the principles of science of the mind and spirit. You don't want to miss that, of course. So please check it out. And we always have a recording, so you can always go back and watch on YouTube. So please don't miss that. And of course, on March 2nd, at the Temple of Light, we will host the award-winning benefit presentation, No Hope for Hopi, directed by our own T.K. Dawkins. So get your tickets right after the service. The cost is just a contribution of only $2,500 per ticket. Then we have big things are happening at the temple. Guess what? We are opening the book room. So I want everyone to really look forward to that because we have many exciting books on offer. So starting in March, our book room will be open 2 days every week between the hours of 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. for people to browse and buy copies of their favorite books. And I tell you, they have some really exciting books there. On Saturdays, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., we will also have our legal eagles, Mrs. Francis, Jean Barnes, and Jeannie Slow, and Elizabeth Sinclair will provide legal consultation to our members. And it's just a love offering of $500 will be accepted for each consultation. So if you're interested, please check it out and please share with other members and other friends and family that you may have. And then we have Abundance Adventure. Our member, Denise Williams, is offering this wonderful workshop on wealth creation on March 18th at the temple and on the 19th in Portland. You can see the notice board for details. We also must mention, and this is where we, as one of our things at the temple is that we provide our prayer support. So we have 2 real exciting offerings for those who wish to have their prayers, for us to support them with their prayers. And we have Prayer Power, which is on Thursday at 6 p.m. So join us for an hour of prayer and meditation. The Zoom link will be sent from our mailing list on Thursday morning. And for prayer support, for individual prayer support, we continue to respond to all of your requests for prayer. So a practitioner is available to pray with you immediately following our Sunday service. And practitioner Sandra Cooper will be on duty. And the number to call is 876-289-0907. So if you want to speak to a practitioner, you can also call 876-289-0907. And this is from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to midnight. Ministerial counseling is available, so please call the office for appointments. So we look forward to hearing from you, and you can find further details again in your flyer. Donations, tithes, and offerings to financially support our ministry, kindly visit our donate page at donate.templeoflightcsl.org, which has our banking details. Thank you for your generosity and for helping us to be a beacon of light in the world. As part of our temple community, this is your church and your temple. This concludes the announcements. Please join me in the singing of the hymn, Dear Lord and Father of Mankind, on the flyer in your program. But before we do that, we're going to invite Mrs. Jean Barnes up to share with you her experience recently on Ash Wednesday with the program that we had here. Please give her a warm welcome. Thank you.
Good morning, my brothers, sisters, grandchildren, great-grandchildren of whom I have 3. Welcome to everybody, and I'm so happy to share this with you. I have been involved in the science of mind since 1967, when I first heard about it. The Talkage in Halfway Tree, where is now the Halfway Tree Center, with our Clock Tower Plaza. That's where it used to be. And then we went to Webster Memorial Hall. I met Reverend Elma because she was also a pupil, long before me, of Hector Sage, who was really responsible for bringing the Temple of the Science of Mind teaching to Kingston. He learned it from Jack and, can't remember, a pair of Americans who lived in Runaway Bay. We'll write the history one of these days of Science of Mind in Jamaica. Anyhow, now, in 1976, when we opened this this Temple of Light. I have been coming here, and I saw when that labyrinth was constructed. I have never been there, never. But I was divinely led and guided to come here on Wednesday morning to join in the meditation. And after meditation, we sat by the labyrinth, and it was, I can't describe to you what a heavenly sensation it was. I had a little problem with my balance because I'm very underweight, and the slightest breeze just blow me off track. So I'm always trying to look upright and walk like I know what I'm doing. But I found that walking in that labyrinth helped me with my balance, really and truly. And it brought a sense of peace to me. And then this morning I decided to say, what is the origin of this labyrinth? Why the labyrinth? Well, up to now I haven't discovered why it became part of our philosophy to have this labyrinth. But I looked it up, and it is a Greek myth, the labyrinth. It was a part of Greek mythology in which King Minos, who was a king in those days, his wife, Peneus, became impregnated by a white bull. And this bull was half man and half horse. And they had a man named Daedalus. And Daedalus built this labyrinth to imprison this minotaur inside it so he couldn't escape. That was built to contain this half man, half horse. So that's the origin of the labyrinth. Now I can tell you, I know nothing more about, I don't know how it became part of our teaching. I looked it up in the Science of Mind manual this morning, couldn't see a thing about labyrinth, but that's for another day. Some historian can tell us. But what I wanted to do was to encourage you, please, for some strange reason, it has that effect of giving peace. And it's narrow, and you don't bounce up into people are there, but you're not bouncing anybody, and you're concentrating. And at the end of it, the most wonderful peace descended on me, and it has helped my balance. I'm not walking so shifty any longer. I'm walking a little stronger and a little straighter. So I just wanted to share this with you and to encourage you, please, to try it out. It would be lovely to see a lot of us just walking there. Yes? Well, there's a collective walk every first Wednesday, but the fact of the matter is anybody can go and walk there anytime they want. If you just want to clear your head, you can just take a walk through that labyrinth. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this with you.
Thank you for sharing. And you heard it from Mrs. Barnes, our own testimonial of how wonderful this experience is. So we'll invite you to come at any time to us.
One more thing about the legal advice workshop. It's called TOLAB, Temple of Light Legal Advice Bureau. It's free, gratis, and for nothing, but people are asked to make a love offering of $500 because we have to provide security. We have to get the place ready. It's 11 to 1, and we have to, so that $500 love offering, and it is for members of the Temple of Light, just for members who come here, those who attend here. 11 to 1 every Saturday, and Jean Slow and myself and Elizabeth will be there to assist. So we're looking forward to seeing you. Legal advice is always, well, we're so litigious, and there is so much litigation and so much things in the courts that if people can get some advice, it can prevent a lot of things. It can help a lot, and that's our hope, that people will come and support it 11 to 1 on Saturday. Support it so we can give you the advice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and please come out. So we will now invite you to sing our next our hymn at this point in time. So please turn to your programs, and we can stand for a hymn, Dear Lord and Father of Mankind. at this time, I will just introduce myself. I'm Dr. Tamu Davidson, practitioner. I'm here at Temple of Light, and it gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce you to our speaker, which really, she needs no introduction, Miss Carol Campbell, who will be giving us the message today.
Good morning. Good morning. Let me add my own words of welcome to those of you here, as well as those of you who are worshiping with us online today. Just Jeannie, just a little clarification on why the labyrinth is here. What we have is not a labyrinth that's intended to confuse and obfuscate. Our labyrinth actually originated in France, and it's a meditation. It's a walking meditation. If you notice the configuration of the labyrinth, it looks like sometimes you're going in the wrong direction, but you're not really. There's only one way in and one way out. So it leads you to your center. Okay? So walk it, you will find out. Oops. I've titled my talk this morning, For the Love of God. Now, this is usually said in frustration, followed by a why. For the love of God, why didn't you? For the love of God, why did you? Okay, why not? So, as we close out February, the Love Month, Black History Month, Reggae Month, I'd like us to reflect on some words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, one of Jamaica's national heroes, a man ahead of his time, a forward-thinking, hugely influential nationalist whose passion was the upliftment of Black people so they could recognize within themselves their inherent power. He said, and I quote, I'm going to put on my glasses. Marcus Garvey says, "To me, a man has no master but God. Man in his authority is a sovereign lord. As for the individual man, so the individual race. This feeling makes him so courageous, so bold, as to make it impossible for his brother to intrude upon his rights. So few of us can understand what it takes to make a man. The man who will never say die, the man who will never give up, the man who will never depend upon others to do for him what he ought to do for himself, the man who will not blame God, nature, fate for his condition, but the man who will go out and make conditions for himself. If 400,000 Negroes can only get to know themselves, to know that in them is their sovereign power, an authority that is absolute, then in the next 24 hours, we would have a new race, a nation, an empire, resurrected not from the will of others to see us rise, but from our own determination to rise, irrespective of what the world thinks." End quote. This sentiment is perfectly aligned with the teachings of the Science of Mind and the writings of Dr. Ernest Holmes, founder of Science of Mind. He says in his book, Creative Mind and Success, on page 25, "We have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact in the outer, a power that can overcome any obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied, and at peace, healed, and prosperous in a new light and a new life." So, for the love of God, why not? In the Judeo-Christian calendar, today is the first Sunday in Lent, and Lent is a 40-day season of reflection and sacrifice that begins on Ash Wednesday. Traditionally, this is when we decide to give up something we would prefer to keep to fast from those things, like certain foods, for instance, we really like, chocolate. In the biblical context, this was a time when Jesus took himself away from the crowd on a personal retreat following his baptism to reflect on his great assignment, his ministry. This was his time for purification and preparation. Remember, it had just been revealed to him that he was the Son of God, and God was well pleased with him. What an ego boost! No wonder he was tempted over the 40 days to turn stones into bread to satisfy his hunger, to see the kingdom spread before him as his to claim, to throw himself off a cliff just to prove that he wouldn't die. But it was not yet time for such revelations from him, though. This was his preparation time. For us, it can be a time of reflection as well. We can ask ourselves, who are we in the grand scheme of things? Where are we going? How will we get there? What could we choose to give up or to discard? What no longer serves us? So why are we giving up anything anyway? Is it to reflect on our life choices so far, our lessons learned or not, significant milestones, future plans? Or maybe we just need to take time out from the busyness of living and take time to put things into perspective as what's important now. Yesterday I spent a delightful afternoon with some friends. The sisterhood, we called ourselves. We met for tea and goodies, and simply to recognize and appreciate what's important now. No more procrastinating about using the good bone china, the pretty embroidered napkins, the splendid, elegant fare prepared by loving hands and generous hearts. Will the real me please stand up? What if we each made a conscious, deliberate choice to discard the not enoughness and instead embrace and celebrate the I'm worth itness? When we discard something, we must fill up on something else that we want. I would like to suggest that we fill up on those aspects of our true nature that bless us and bless everyone in our atmosphere. Those God qualities of love, joy, abundance, health, light, and wisdom, the good stuff, we already have it, so we can share it. And these are certainly more aligned with our latent magnificence. Do you feel you're magnificent? Do you know you're magnificent? For the love of God, why not? I'm going to give a little plug for an exhibition I'm participating in right now. It's called Hybridization, and another artist and myself were paired to work on a concept of our choice. We chose transformation as our theme. And when writing the artist's statement, I surmised that transformation is not a singular idea, nor a one-time experience, but an evolutionary state with no fixed destination point, since we are constantly becoming and unbecoming, coming into our own true beingness through myriad experiences of increased awareness and releasing what no longer serves us. How difficult really should it be to discard something you don't want or need, or that has not ever served you well? Like not enoughness. Has this assisted you in getting to where you want to go? You don't have to answer now. I'd be willing to bet the not good enoughness hasn't been serving us too well. Time to let it go. This is a transformative opportunity. When I was in high school, in another century, literally, the gym where we had phys ed had an actual trapeze, like you see in the circus, and climbing ropes and hoops and pulleys. I delighted in hanging upside down from the trapeze bar and imagined myself as a circus performer soaring through the air, doing daredevil stunts. But that was not the purpose of the trapeze. It was about learning to let go of fear, keeping balance, trusting yourself, the people you work with, and the equipment, that the rope wouldn't pop. In a proper circus, you also need to trust a partner swinging on a corresponding bar. If you don't or can't trust enough to let go of your bar at precisely the right moment and momentarily be in free fall, your partner can't catch you. Part of letting go, metaphorically, is also surrendering to the not yet known and trusting in a power greater than you are to guide you to magnificent possibilities. How many times have you gotten a nudge? Time to let go of it, or him, or her. There's more and better waiting on your acceptance. Have you been stubbornly clinging to the good old days, which, if you think about it, they weren't all that good? Or a hope deferred until someday, which is forever on its way? This refusal to cooperate is fear-based, and just like Jesus' temptations in the wilderness, seek only to deny our true identity, our sovereign power. We can learn how to access the guidance we need before embarking on any new venture by taking any of the classes offered here, by reading literature that uplifts in our book room, by surrounding ourselves with a supportive tribe like we have here, by using the tools that we're taught. Everybody here knows those tools. You're using them? Meditation, affirmations, spiritual mind treatment, journaling. That's just some of them. Use it. Here's an affirmation for you. I'm going to say it, and then you can repeat it with me. Today, I do affirm that I am divinely guided. There is that within me which knows what to do, and it compels me to act on what it knows. I'll break it down for you. Today, I do affirm that I am divinely guided. There is that within me which knows what to do. And it compels me to act on what it knows. And so it is. And here's another one. I am divinely guided to right decisions. Whatever I need to know is now revealed in ways that I can easily recognize, accept, and act upon with ease and grace. I am divinely guided to right decisions. Whatever I need to know is now revealed in ways that I can easily recognize, accept, and act upon with ease and grace. So you figured it out yet? I finally figured it out. Lent is our spiritual retreat, a reflective time to discard unnecessary mental clutter, do a spiritual purge in preparation for the renewal and rebirth signified by spring, Easter, the resurrection. You're choosing to give up something for something better, so no guilt and self-flagellation is necessary. For the love of God, stop denying yourself. You are wonderfully made in the image and likeness of all good. Make sure you're not surrounded by the boson. According to the Washington Post Mensa Invitational, which asks readers to take any word from the dictionary and alter its definition by changing or adding a letter, boson is the substance surrounding stupid people that stops bright ideas from penetrating. The boson layer, unfortunately, shows little sign of breaking down in the near future. Let's alter that statistic. No boson allowed. Namaste.
We can do better than that. Can we have another round of applause? Oh, how inspiring that encouragement is. At this time, we will have a musical item by or none other than Miss Carol Campbell. Please.
Now, before I begin, you see, this is why we need more singers, okay? For the love of God, why don't you join us?
yourself to all the world. Release
You could feel the love here and online. Please give her another round of applause. As you can see, we have so much talent here and blessings throughout the temple. At this time, we will now read the prayer of Jamaica, and that's in the flyer, on one of your flyers. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens with the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women. The truths of life we set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established, and so it is. At this time, we will also have our love offering, blessing, and so I invite you to take your blessing in your hands, and we will now bless the love offering. Lovingly I give, lovingly I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase, and multiply. Bless and prosper and enrich everyone whom you touch, and replenish all of my financial affairs. So be it. And thank you, Father. And so it is. We now have the hymn, Through the Love of God.
Let us give thanks. We give thanks for these gifts of money that have come into the temple so willingly and so generously. We give thanks for the blessings of time and talent that are always shared. We give thanks for our technical team who makes it possible for us to enjoy this service in person and online. And today our team is Vance, and I can't see who else is there behind. Steve, and Chevonnet, and Christine. Thank you all. Please join me in a closing affirmative prayer. This is the day that we recognize who we are. We are the full, free, amazing expression of God. We ourselves are the vehicle through which God expresses as love, as peace, as joy, as health, as wealth, as every good thing that we desire, as every good thing in our experience. We recognize that it is all God and it is all good. As we go from this place this morning to our several and separate destinations and activities, we go as God, and we take with us into every experience, every encounter, the love, the peace, the joy, and the light that is within us as we allow God to express through us as us, and all is well. With this knowing then, I release my words into that infinite law, knowing that it knows how to do what to do. Therefore, we know what to do and how to do. I give thanks for this knowing, and I let it be so now, and so it is. We'll now do our peace song. We're going to sing Love. And just a few reminders. Following the service this morning, we have Discovery with Reverend Michael. Do stay behind. It starts at 10:30. We got off to a little late start this morning because of some technical difficulties, but we're here and we have 10 minutes until Michael gets started with the Discovery session. What's the topic today, Michael? Okay, got that? You need to stay behind. It's the happiness that results from following our principles. And also, don't forget, Tuesday evening at 6 p.m., our spiritual enrichment service with Sandra Cooper, prayer power on Thursday, and Wednesday, the Labyrinth Walk for Peace. Thank you so much. Go in peace. And this is the moment now, with every step Thank you, Tamu. We never say thanks. I forget to say thanks.